Alright guys, so we're back. This is part two. Um, I was telling you about putting in a response trigger. As you can see, I have my response trigger in. This is a spot where it goes. You know, when you try to hit it, you got to be gentle. And, you know, you can cover it up or anything, but that's basically it. So response trigger's in. Now I have the power tool. And within this kit, you're going to have an O-ring, which is going to sit right where you put your power tool at. So right here, hold on, let me show you better. Right here, an O-ring sits right in there. So you put the O-ring there. It's small and black, so I have to do it like this. Your power tool, right here. Now, with the same two tube screws, hand rotate them in so it catches tread. 1, 2. Good. So it's going to be tight, but you have a tool. So we have the power tube in, which is now being held here. It's nice and tight. So the power tube is now in place. Next, as we do this, we are going to install this little pin that came with it for the guide rail. It's a little star pin, as you can see here. It has this little, try to get it view, little teeth that goes right in here where it slides. There's like 2 pinholes on top. You can barely see them. It's right in the back here, one there. We're going to take the pin with the key and it gets pushed down in there to the top hole. See, you have a bottom and top. Next, all your ball detent, that's good and everything. See that? That goes in the top part. It goes on the top, where in the project salvo, it went on the bottom. Next, we're going to take our power tool. Like I said, I'm upgrading to a new one. This is plastic, so this is stock. And we're going to slide it right here. Next, we're going to take our, not the slide pin, but our kickback hammer. It's all here, inside piece and everything. Push it together, rotate it, and put it inside the chamber here. I'm going to turn it to the side. Next, we're going to take our slide pin, hook it to the front, and hook it to the back, twist it. Oh, don't worry, that piece is meant to come out. Yeah, so have to reposition that. If anybody has a kickback hammer, you have two holes depending on the model of the gun. One here and one where it's at. So the Project Salvo requires the right hole. And you push this piece back into the kickback hammer. So our internals now, firing chamber is complete. Next, we are going to take the little 4 guide pins for your trigger and seater and put those in each of these openings here, here, which is going to be for either the new trigger, or if you want to use your old trigger depending on your gun. Based on this gun, I am going with the new trigger. We have 2 more pins for the seater that we have to install. So we have a pin here. We also have a pin here. We have the seater, which is going to fit in the back, which give you a new seater pin. If you notice, the Project Salvo has a pin that sits on the side, so we don't need that. What we need is this pin that comes in the kit. Go right in the back where the seat would have been. There's a pinhole for that. And you now put your old seater in there. And that fits. Safety. Goes right back underneath the trigger. See? Now we're on safety. You heard the snap. After everything is set here, we now take our 2 springs. Trigger spring goes right in the trigger area. I'm taking the safety out just to show you the function of the spring. See that? And the rear seater spring, which goes into the back here, like so. Be careful, because this guy will pop up everything. See, as I'm holding it down, this will pop up the seater spring here. Oops. See what I told you guys? You gotta be careful. Now, we are now just about complete. You have this guy here, which is your trigger guard, which one goes here and the next one goes there. Okay? So now that we have the trigger guard on, all of the internal work is complete. We can now reassemble the whole housing and work on the outside part. So remember, this comes out of the kick hammer you have to put back in. This is your charging piece. Slide that bad boy in. Wait just a second. Okay, this is set wrong. There we go. if you ever drop this out, this piece here has a particular way of sitting. You have the space with the O-ring, that's wrong. There. Push that in, the handle comes through. Take our rear spring and cedar, push it through all the way through. See that? Firing pin. Push that all the way through. The stock that I'm using is a 6.85 stock, which you can use for a custom. Don't forget your O-ring. I'll be back.